Hi, everyone. I'm Michael George. Thanks for joining us.
45 minutes into the curfew, police are launching tear gas into the crowd of hundreds of protesters. They're trying to disperse this crowd, which has no intention of leaving the scene.
Now, this is really a conservation success story, a group of dedicated people who said, we are not going to let these birds die off. 20 years later, they are surviving, they're thriving, and if they can make it here in New York City, they can really make it anywhere.
I've heard that.
Minneapolis is burning right now. Dozens of fires have been set overnight by protesters in defiance of curfew orders.
2 days ago, 6 sharks were spotted out here on the water, and sightings like this are actually becoming more common.
Here's the thing. This is Iowa, where visibility and FaceTime are everything. So every minute these senators are in Washington, another candidate can swoop in and steal the spotlight. Keep in mind, this is only for people who got the Pfizer vaccine. So if you got Moderna or Johnson & Johnson, you'll have to sit tight for now.
What, do we have any idea when we might see it from Moderna and Johnson & Johnson?
They're not really committing to a timeline. They're saying soon.
Powerful winds and rain have been hitting this area nonstop since noon. The problem now, the rain is only getting more and more intense, and reports of flooding are increasing.
You have to realize the consequences of what you're doing.
And you can do it, but you need to stay really far away. In fact, they say if you can hold your thumb up and you can still see the seal, that means you're way too close.
They're beautiful, they're majestic, and they're thriving in an unlikely place. I'm Michael George, and I'll introduce you to the bald eagles of New York City.
But what can change are Americans' driving habits. Ridership on mass transit is way down. It's less than half that it was before the pandemic. The situation here is so dire. New York City's mayor says hospitals don't have enough ventilators to make it through the week.
It is eerily empty on the streets. The only sound you hear is the sound of the wind whipping through as this storm comes in.
You're on the front lines. You're a pulmonologist. What do we know about how COVID impacts children, especially their lungs and respiratory systems? There is a lot of finger pointing about who's to blame for the high gasoline prices. Republicans blame the Biden administration. Democrats say the oil companies are price gouging. But analysts say the root of the problem is actually more complex.